The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to another episode of the Icons of Real Estate podcast, where we highlight top professionals who are making waves in the industry. And today, I'm excited to introduce Hailey Lebel, and she is a Maine native, dedicated real estate professional from Auburn, and she has a strong background in customer service. She's passionate about guiding her clients through every step of the way. Beyond real estate, she's dreams of investing, flipping properties, so that's what's coming, and also exploring interior design. So in her free time, she enjoys different projects, DIY projects, and spending time with her loved ones. So welcome to the show, Hailey.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so would you like to share with the listeners a little bit more about your backstory and what inspired you to go from customer service into real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. All of my jobs have always been in customer service, whether it be at a fast food restaurant or Starbucks or something along those lines. And I actually really wanted to be a nurse. So I paid my way through a community college, getting my prereqs done. And then I got into an actual nursing school. And I got about a year in and I was like, this is not for me. I just didn't like the way that I didn't like helping people at bad times. I really wanted to help people and I knew that, but I somewhere along the lines convinced myself that being a nurse was the only way that I could help people. And I was so wrong. And at the time I would go for weekly meetups with my Uncle Brian, and we'd get sushi every week. And we just talk about what's going on in my life and catch up. And I vented to him about where I was struggling with being in nursing school and not loving it. And what have I done? And he said, Hailey, I think that you would absolutely crush it in real estate. You should look into it. So I did. And not even a week later, I ended up dropping out of nursing school, signing up for my real estate course. And a few months later, I had my license, and the rest is history.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, have you thanked your uncle?
Oh, yeah. I talk to him all the time still, and I tell him all the time, thank God for you, because Lord knows where the heck I would be without him at this point and pointing me in that direction, because my life has been amazing since, and I've been licensed since April of 2019, so going on about 5.5 years now.
Brilliant. Wow. And what aspects of real estate excite you the most, and how do you use your passion to support your clients every step of the way?
I really love the residential side. I've tried commercial, and I like it. I don't hate it. Just residential tends to be a bit more warm. And I feel like you're a lot more hands-on with your clients. You get to know your clients on a much more personal level. I don't have a preference between sellers or buyers. I love them both. There's a saying that goes, you have to list to last. So obviously you have to target homeowners who are looking to sell their houses to really make it in the business. But I love my sellers and buyers all the same. I like getting to know people and being a part of a special journey for them as well. And it's just very rewarding and very fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, it's such an important thing, isn't it, for anybody?
Yeah.
It's quite an emotional thing, so I'm sure you have to take a little bit of the emotion out of that.
Yes.
But you've also, there in your bio, you mentioned that you want to invest in real estate yourself and flip properties. So how does that long-term goal tie into your current work in the industry?
So I've actually fully renovated 2 properties with my boyfriend. Our first one was a bank-owned condo in 2019. We bought it for $40,000 and renovated it, lived in it for 2 years, sold it for $115,000. So that was great. And then our current home we bought on the market and we're still finishing fixing it up. But that made me fall in love with the actual work. So the actual flipping and investing is currently on the table until we're at a point in our lives where it actually makes more sense to go and do it. But I also would love to own some Airbnbs in states that I would prefer to travel to. So we can just vacation, but also own a business in other states.
Oh, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Combine the
Yes,
two.
that's my ultimate dream. That's my ultimate investing dream right there.
Brilliant. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of
Yes,
sense. So,
yes.
uh, with your interest then also in interior design and staging, how do you think those skills will enhance your real estate?
They help a lot, and they've already proven to help my sellers a lot because I've slowly accumulated a little bit of a staging database that I use to help fluff clients' homes if I need to for listing photography and videography and showings and open houses. I have hired out staging companies as well, but when I hire them out, I'm usually a very important piece in the actual design piece because I do love that stuff. So I actually prior to wanting to become a nurse, I had dabbled in going to school for interior design. And I didn't, but I can still use that creativity in my business all the time, which is great.
Oh, so actually, it sounds like you were destined for
Yeah.
this career before you went into nursing. So,
Yeah.
yes, it all ties in, all ties
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Now, how has sort of this year been? Now, we speak to a lot of realtors who have all said, this year was a funny year, although things have changed more recently. So, what has it been like for you? How many transactions did you do last year compared to this year, and how is it looking like it's going to end up?
It's really interesting because the last 2 years, I think, have been very challenging for a lot of realtors. And for me, I experienced the challenge last year mainly because I had taken a year off from really proactively trying to get business because I have chronic Lyme disease. So it was important to get my health in order before I actually went full force because I knew I couldn't do my max capacity if I'm not healthy. So I got myself healthy and in a good place. And then last year was the year that I actually was rebuilding my business from the ground up. So that was a tough year because it was a really, really hard year to have to do that. I sold just about 2.5 million in sales last year, and I believe I closed 8 transactions. And this year, I'm already just below 8 million in sales, and I've sold 23 homes.
Right. Well, there you go. That's something different to a lot of the people we speak to. But for you, obviously, things were very, very different last year. So, what's next for Hayley then? What are your goals for next year?
Next year, I really want to hit the 10 million plus mark, and my goal is to sell 30 homes. I think I'll end this year between 25 and 26. So I think I can handle adding just a few more to that plate. But I haven't consistently hit the $8 million mark. So I want to really push myself to go above and beyond that next year. And I think that I can, given that this year, even though I've tripled, almost quadrupled my sales and my income for the year so far, I know that I could handle more.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And so our last question is always the same because here at Icons, we're not just a podcast, we are the #1 real estate podcast network in the US. And we are passionate about making podcasting accessible to everybody involved in the real estate business. For you, Hayley, you already have one. So, what is the name of your podcast?
Our current podcast name is Maine Real Estate Today, and we are currently in the works of some recordings, so keep an eye out.
Fantastic. And for the listeners, how do they get in touch with you? How can they reach you?
The best way is going to be on my social media, so Facebook and Instagram, which I believe you'll be tagging my socials, but Instagram is the best way to find me, and it's just ME Realtor Hayley. That's my username. Other than that, my cell phone number is a great way to reach me, and that's 207-713-5941.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great chatting with you and hearing some insights and your goals and what's been going on. And to the listeners, I'll be back next time with the Icons of Real Estate podcast. Bye for now.